There's a tradition in the US about why we vote on a Tuesday. We vote on a Tuesday because in the 1700s that was super convenient. Sunday was for church, Monday you'd go down to the Capitol, Tuesday morning you'd vote for whoever you wanted to vote for, and you could be back home in time for market day on Wednesday. The problem is that it's still fitting the way we lived in the 1700s. I remember being angry when I realized how many elections I'd missed in grad school. I had this experience of walking down the street and seeing a sandwich board that said, oh, election day was today, and it was like an hour past when I could have even voted. And being like, this is it? Like, this is how I'm supposed to know how to vote or where to vote? Like, I have to randomly walk down a random street and see a sandwich board somewhere? Like, this just doesn't make any sense. We can rent a movie or connect with friends or go shopping, do all these things that are arguably much less important than voting a lot easier than we can actually interacting with our democracy. This is why it is a group decision, because it means now you guys are switching between 2 projects instead of 3, including new things that are built, support for what is already built. As soon as I got back to classes, I reached out to my friend Katie and asked her, oh, so if we wanted to build this system that would track all the elections, how hard would that be? And she's like, oh, easy.
I actually told him that's crazy. That has to already exist. He ended up proving to me that it didn't, and that it was an interesting enough puzzle that I've now spent the last 5.5 years trying to help him make that work. It's really just a matter of signing up. We need to know your name. We need to know where you are or would like to register to vote, and then we need to know how to contact you. From there, we've got a system that matches you to all of your jurisdictions and can trigger reminders that say things like, there's going to be an election in about a month. If you need to update your voter registration in order to be eligible, or you need an absentee ballot, these are the links you can follow to go generate that paperwork. Registering someone to vote is only the first step.
The easiest way we can get more people to vote is to modernize voting for the way we live. Honestly, I don't see apathy and disengagement as the major part of the problem. Consistently, around 60% of voters say they didn't vote for like a collection around a dozen different process issues. If we can solve the process side of the equation first, that's the easier way to increase participation, and it's the way we can have a bigger impact immediately. We want to build tools that are for everyone. But that said, I think it's especially important for younger voters because every single aspect of your life starts online, except for voting. So we're here at NYU, we're TurboVote partners. We want everyone here to sign up. Hey, are you registered to vote? I'm part of a generation that grew up seeing our politics not working. When I was just starting grad school, there wasn't a single national or statewide politician in favor of marriage equality. At the time, my boyfriend, now the husband, were driving up to Maine to help in the Prop 1 vote in favor of marriage equality. It lost, and it opened up my eyes to the, there's not always this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. My hope is that if we can make voting easier, it'll actually wake up people in government to who they need to serve. So are you excited about local elections, federal elections?
For federal. Yeah, I vote mostly because I know more about the federal elections.
So if you had more information about local elections, do you think you'd be more likely to vote in them?
Yeah.
A lot of people, they pay attention to presidential elections because it's in the news, they hear about it. For all the other elections where you actually have a lot more power to influence things, it's a lot harder to find out the details. County governments don't have a ton of money, and there aren't a lot of companies competing to serve them with awesome technology to modernize these government systems. We see ourselves as serving voters, but also serving the people in government who are trying to provide services to voters.
So can I just bookmark this page?
Yeah, you can sign up whenever. For me, a democracy that works is ultimately issue number 1. As cynical as you might ever feel about our democracy, there are ways forward. And so the more of us who vote, the more responsive and representative our government's actually going to be. There's nothing more powerful than a majority of people voting for something.